So, alrighty then. I'm speaking to the world. This is crazy. What would you say if you would get the opportunity to speak and give a class on life to the world right now without preparation? That's the idea behind learning out loud. And it's one step deeper to connecting with what you want to share right now in this moment without being prepared. I invite you to do this challenge. You can even stream on my channel. Or you can do an interview. No. There's so many ways to take this, isn't there? Yeah, there are. We could talk about suffering, pain, death, and stupid politicians. Well, that sounds positive. We can talk about beauty, love, working with passion. Well, yeah, why not? We could make weird voices. We could talk about anything. There's a problem with all of this. What do we deem as important and valuable? There is one thing, a few things, that everyone seems to value around the world, which is everyone who is alive, at least, I wanted to say values being alive. Well, a lot of people say they don't, but they behave as if they do, kind of. So let's talk about that first for a moment. Why would people value being alive? Yeah, we are here for a while, and then we're gone. And we do good things, and we do bad things. We grow, and we evolve, and we decay, and devolve. And what is the value in being alive? Because most of the time, people are just like, hey, why are you behaving like you don't value your freaking life? You gotta live with passion. You gotta make your dreams come true. Just do it. Italian performance of just do it. Make your dreams come true. But there is a merit in the thought of asking yourself, what is so valuable about all of this? I remember, yeah, I think I gotta go there. I remember doing that vision quest. And on my second day, my first day, I had my crazy idea day where I was just connected with everything and I felt so amazing, and like I was so hyped to be in nature and all these ideas flowing again and being in my creative state and feeling like, yes, everything in the world is connected. We are part of one big self, and yes, it's so true that we are all just one beingness. And oh my god. And then on the second day, I freaking couldn't move my body. And I fell into a hole and had to face my demons and had to look at the reverse of what I'm saying. And there I stood looking down this cliff. I had to climb up on a cliff above a waterbed to get my water. And I asked myself that question. Why live? And it all came out of this frustration that it might be all a lie. Like, maybe I am a separate being from you. I got skin. I seem to end here. Am I really this battery? Or is this battery a different limit? Why are we living in a world of limits? Why will I die? There is an end to my time, to my body, and yes, even to the things I can do. And when I express that, there are always people like, oh no, you're limitless, Momo. You just haven't woken up enough. And I get that, because that's where I was, and I still feel that. I sometimes feel... Someone asked me if I'm depressed or happy. And I feel like most of the time I'm both at the same time. Because I see that we are ending and that we will all die and nothing matters, but at the same time I see how everything matters, and I see how we get meaning from living and from our relationships and from pursuing, and that we can create it. And I see that there are limits and everything is limited, but I also see how we are unlimited and connected with everything and all one at the same time. It's like a beingness and a beingness. And so let's get back to the story. I was there standing down and asking myself for the first question, if I'm so limited, what would happen if I die? Well, I would lose all those limits. My body would dissolve and become part of the earth for the earth to reuse me in another form. And my perception of time would dissolve instantly, and I would be part of everything. My limits would dissolve. So why live? What is there for me, for all of us to do? Oh, and I remember that moment, standing there on the cliff, and suddenly it was like a sort of warm flooding electricity shot through my body in every direction and made everything prickly, and it was a big white word in front of me that crashed into my beingness, and the word was enjoy. And yes, enjoy, man. You're here right now. And I know that there are things that practically are really seemingly obstructions. But they are there for you. Life is happening for you, not to you or even against you. Or life is there for you. Enjoy it. You just got this one game of life. Enjoy those limits of your time. Be grateful for them. Be grateful that you die, because it makes it so much more meaningful and beautiful. Yes, it also makes it meaningless. But if it ends, if it all ends, yeah, enjoy this beautiful meaninglessness of life. Like if you are playing an amazing game, or if you're watching a movie, that's also meaningless. But there's beauty in the meaninglessness. And the special beauty is in the seriousness. How serious. If you want to enjoy a game, take it freaking serious. Go all in. Make it your freaking mission to achieve and to kill that freaking monster. Then the game grabs you. Then the game gets exciting. Then you enjoy the game. So yeah, it's about, yes, in the back of the mind we know it's a game and nothing really matters in the game because it's just a game. But we take it serious because then we will enjoy the game more. Have you ever played with someone who didn't take the game of, I don't know, whatever you were playing, like you were playing catch and someone didn't take it serious? It's no fun. But if everyone is so serious about it, ooh, I'm gonna catch you all. It's so much more fun. It's like, oh my God, ah. You get in it. You feel it. You live it. You enjoy it. So take it serious. Like a little kid takes their game serious. They're them being pirates, yeah. They're serious pirates. They live in that life. Don't question the piracy. It's a game, I know, and it's all meaningless, but it's also pure of joy because we take it goddamn serious. Pirate, ahoy! And that's the first key I discovered. And then I was asking myself, yeah, what does it mean to enjoy? And I thought also, how would I in the future or other people interpret this word enjoy? And I know that some people would take it very hedonistically and say, okay, let's enjoy life. Hey, life is there to enjoy. Let's relax. Let's just maximize pleasure in my life. And I felt like, no, this is not the word. This is not the energy that was behind this word. The energy behind this word is this, yes, this kids-like enjoyment of this moment, but through this seriousness and through this way of yes, maximizing enjoyment in your life, but not just in your life, but on the world and in a very, very long-term view. So what the energy behind it is one of, I was thinking that, and then I saw this and I couldn't come up with the right word. The word I wanted to look for to describe this was, and then I saw this hole in the mountain. I was walking down through the riverbed, and there was this hole where normally water runs through. But I thought, hey, I could climb through this. And I was so much in this childlike energy, and I had like my walking staff and my water on the other side, and I was like, what do I want more? My walking stick. And then I put the stick in the hole, like every good man does. And I started climbing into the hole, into the blackness, into the darkness. I started to just climb through and chant, enjoy. And there it was. Explore. Yes, that's the energy. That describes this energy of enjoyment. This exploring energy. So explore and enjoy. And I was like, explore, enjoy, explore, enjoy. Yeah, I'm feeling this. Because exploring is when you go out and figure out where those limits are. You can't enjoy them when you can't figure them out. Your limits of time, your limits of body, your limits of what you can do. And your limits are far beyond where you can see right now. The people that say you are limitless may or may not be right. Prove it for yourself. Just see how far you can stretch your limits. How far you can go, not just in as physically, yes, physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. How far you can stretch your spirit. How far you can stretch your body. How far you can stretch your energy. How far you can stretch your playful spirit, yes. And then I came after like 15 minutes of chanting this out on the other side, and I looked up. There was this amazing, beautiful waterfall. And I was so full of emotion and so happy that I found this insight that I wanted to share it with the world. I wanted to share it with my friend who was doing a similar exercise, and I looked forward to finally seeing him again. We lived in isolation during this vision quest for 3 days. I was like, yeah, that's the third word. That's the second word to describe what I mean by true enjoyment, which is the word I started chanting after undressing myself and going under this waterfall and being like, explore, enjoy, share. And then while I was standing under this waterfall, I was like, oh my God, when I share my insights, when I share what I explored and what I enjoyed and share the enjoyment with others, I actually do overcome those limits. I actually do, when I share my resources, the things I created, I actually do become one with everything and become limitless a little bit more. I go into that direction. One idea shared with others can live on after you died, long after you died, even when your name is lost. The idea can still be part of one kind of culture, even when we have traveled beyond this planet, become a multiplanetary species. Maybe even after we all died out, may have affected the history of the universe in some small way, or maybe not, but it went into that direction. That's where it all went full circle. Explore, enjoy, share. Yeah. The next 2 days I used to test this. Can I live this? The next day was all about exploring, enjoying, sharing. And then I was just like going around on my vision quest. And I wanted to just go up the old riverbed, and I came to a little water hole, and I wanted to find a way to climb around it. And I tried, but it was too dangerous. I couldn't climb around it to get to the other side, where I could keep walking. So I thought, kind of, there is a limit for me to get around this. I can't go further up. But I was like, it's about enjoyment. Just be grateful, accept reality as it is, enjoy. I walked back, had a great day, and then, for the first time, there were two other travelers walking up the same riverbed. They were asking, hey, can we walk up there? And I was like, oh yeah, of course, you can just walk up there. There will be a little lake, but honestly, it's not so deep. You can just take off your shoes, pull up your pants a little bit, and walk through it. And then you can just keep walking. And they were like, oh, thank you very much. And they kept on walking. And I was like, why didn't I come up with this for myself? Like, what? And there I realized the tendency of mine that I have the easiest, that it's so easy to help other people overcome their challenges or overcome what they think are their limits. And when I stop at a limit, when something is limiting me, and I think I can't keep going from here, I have to find a way to... If I can't find a way to keep going because I think there is no possible way, and I just go back to enjoying, but enjoying not in the full sense of the word, then I may have to find someone or help someone to advise them how to keep going, how to overcome the limit that I can't overcome. Because my mind, for some reason, accesses a higher level of thinking when I'm doing that, and easily finds a way to overcome any limit for them. And then I also talk that way to myself, because later on I just followed them and did the same thing I told them to do. I just followed the advice I gave someone else. And that was so powerful because I just could keep on walking. And I saw that this happens to me quite often. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this series. So powerful to share. And when all seems lost, there always is the opportunity to enjoy existence, keep on exploring meaning, enjoying existence, and sharing how to keep going over those limits, what you find, and how to get over those limits. And then the last day, I I was just thinking back. I was actually naked back then, and their travelers came through, and I was like looking almost crazy with like my beard and long hair and even crazier beard, and already spent a few days out there. And they met just a naked man in the woods that clearly hasn't had also anything to eat there and so on. But I was so connected with myself that that didn't matter at all. And I'm just thinking of that right now. What freedom there is when you're connected with yourself. Timid Noske. And then, the last night, what was my test for this theory, my next test, where I decided that I heard that they did it, and that it was helpful for them, the Aborigines or whoever invented this vision quest method. And I wanted to stay up the whole night, but actually standing, haven't eaten for days, had so many ups and downs, and now my job is to stand a whole night through. I did have one fire, luckily, but I had to stand, and I put down 4 stones, each in one direction, that was building a circle, not bigger than this. This is where I had to stay in this circle. Couldn't move out. If I had to pee or shirt, I had to do it leaning out of the circle. Yeah. Nice that I put that image in your head, right? And I stood there for quite a while. In the beginning, I was singing songs. I was going through the whole Harry Potter saga. And yeah, if I have to boil it down, it got really hard during the night, but what got me through it, what kept me standing, was stories of other people. In the beginning, it was just random stories to distract myself. Later on, I couldn't distract myself anymore. That wouldn't keep me standing. I wanted to sleep. My body didn't work anymore. I was breaking down. But I knew that both of my fathers did something similar already. And I knew of other people that did something like this, or even much harder things. And this gave me the strength to know it's possible. Maybe that questions even my belief back then that there are limits. Maybe. Maybe it just gets me closer to them. But stories of other people, again, what has been shared with you, the most valuable thing that you can share is how you overcame a limit that they might feel, any limit that they might feel they couldn't overcome. Because then, through that, it can give them the strength to say, if he can do it, so can I. And don't make it or if you want to have the ability to use those stories, don't think of the heroes in those stories as just people that are born better than you. No. They are like you and I. They just sourced and tapped into more strength. They were connected with everything through stories, through sharing, through ideas, through exploring their limits. Because they explored their limits and pushed them and shared their wisdom and used their shared wisdom to harden their mind and body, they could stand through those serious time. And in that seriousness is the enjoyment. This was one of my most beautiful times because I went through so much hardship in such a short time. Even though it wasn't really hardship compared to most of the world. I'm also reading a book from David Goggins right now that talks about going the path of most resistance. It's basically the same saying. Going and actually putting yourself consciously into situations where you will suffer more. Like a video gamer would do if he wanted to or or a kid playing a game. They ain't playing pirates, just relaxing on after a long day. No, they are playing being in a freaking whirlwind and the boat's going up and down and it's like war right in the situation of panic of what am I going to do? How am I going to survive? Like survival situations. Those are the most fun to play. Why are they so fun to play? Why is there the enjoyment? Because that's where you explore your limits. That's where you get the most valuable things to share. And that's where you can enjoy the most of who you are because you tap into more of you. You being everything. And our masters, where we can learn from, yes, we do a more matured version of that, are children. I saw a group of children the next day when walking back, a kindergarten group, also going into the same space or the nature retreat where I was at, sort of like on a tour. The kids were all walking around, jumping from rock to rock, chatting with each other all the time, like, oh, look over there, this is so good, look how beautiful, oh my god, oh my, what are you doing? And then there was this teacher, like, hey, stay in line, two besides each other, stay there, blah, 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 blah. And like wanting to put them into a structure where they don't explore so much and they don't talk so much and they don't fully enjoy them that much. They wanted to go where it's dangerous. They wanted to learn and explore and enjoy. And the teacher had to drill them to function in the system, so she wouldn't get sued. It makes sense. I'm not like hating on the or not teacher, hating on the on the person paying attention. Maybe it was a first grade school class, but yeah, but I kind of am. Yeah, gotta live, man. Gotta live. I think we're gonna end the stream here. By the way, go. I put principles as well as the playlist where that with amazing videos in the description below. Go watch them. I decided not to react to the rest of the principles video that I started yesterday because there's not so much to add. He repeated a lot of points that I already made yesterday. He went into a few more things, but I didn't had to add so much. Just go watch it. It's worth it. Maybe read his books, at least the first part, but at least watch the video. And maybe also watch the other videos in the playlist I linked in the description down below. Explore, enjoy, share. Booyah!